Well, hello fellow travellers. So, you've arrived in Edinburgh, and perhaps the Scottish sky has decided to greet you with a bit of liquid sunshine. That's what the locals sometimes call it, you know. Don't let a spot of rain dampen your spirits, not one bit. In fact, I found that Edinburgh has a special kind of magic when it's drizzling. The city seems to whisper its ancient secrets a little louder then. The grey stone buildings take on a deeper, more mysterious hue. It's all part of the authentic Edinburgh experience. Trust me on this, you just need the right attitude and maybe a decent brolly. The air is fresh, carrying the scent of damp earth and distant wood smoke. The city doesn't look defeated by the weather, it looks rather stoic and proud. It was as if the rain was a familiar old friend settling in for a cosy chat. This city is built for this weather, its character shaped by it. You'll soon see what I mean. The usual tourist throngs might be a little thinner, giving you more space to explore, and those cobblestone streets? They positively gleam when wet, reflecting the city lights like a painting. So, pop up that umbrella, or better yet, don a good waterproof jacket with a hood. Now let's talk about Edinburgh Castle. Perched high on its volcanic rock, it's an imposing sight any day. But when the mists roll in or a soft rain veils its mighty walls, wow! It becomes even more dramatic, more formidable. The castle seems to float above the city, a true sentinel from a bygone era. The rain washes the ancient stones, making their colours richer, their textures more pronounced. You can almost hear the echoes of battles and royal ceremonies carried on the damp air. It's a photographer's dream, this moody, majestic scene. Imagine standing on the esplanade, the wind whipping your hair, the rain gently falling on your face. You look up at those towering ramparts, half hidden in the swirling grey. It feels like you've stepped back in time. The usual hustle and bustle might be slightly subdued, allowing you to soak in the atmosphere more deeply. Inside, the crown jewels sparkle just as brightly, and the Great Hall feels even more like a medieval refuge from the elements. The Stone of Destiny seems to whisper even older tales when the weather outside is wild. The Royal Mile, what a street. It connects the castle at one end to the Palace of Holyrood House at the other. And let me tell you, a wander down this historic thoroughfare in the rain is an experience in itself. The cobblestones, worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, horses and carts, take on a beautiful sheen. They reflect the tall, narrow tenement buildings, the lands that line the street, creating a mirror image of history. The sounds of the city are different too. The rain muffles some noises and amplifies others, like the cheerful chatter from a nearby pub. With your brolly up, you can take your time. Peer into the narrow closes and winds that branch off the main street. These little alleyways are brimming with secrets and stories. In the rain, they feel even more mysterious, more evocative of a time when life was lived much closer to the bone. You might discover a hidden garden, a tiny specialist shop, or an ancient courtyard you'd miss in a rush. At the other end of the Royal Mile, you'll find the Palace of Holyrood House. This is the King's official residence in Scotland, steeped in history, particularly tales of Mary, Queen of Scots. On a rainy day, the palace grounds and the ancient Holyrood Abbey take on a particularly poignant air. The grey skies seem to complement the weathered stone of the abbey ruins, making them even more atmospheric. Inside the palace, you can explore the state apartments and the historic chambers. It's a fascinating journey through Scotland's royal past, and a welcome shelter from any persistent showers. The stories of dramatic events that unfolded within these walls seem all the more vivid when the wind howls a little outside. The Queen's Gallery, adjacent to the palace, often hosts wonderful exhibitions from the royal collection, another excellent indoor option. You can easily spend a good few hours here, dry and thoroughly engaged by centuries of art and history. Section 5, Museums Galore, a perfect rainy day refuge. When the heavens truly open, Edinburgh's fantastic array of museums offers a warm and fascinating embrace. Top of my list is always the National Museum of Scotland on Chambers Street. Wow, what a place. You could spend days in here and not see everything. From Scottish history and archaeology to natural history, science, technology and art and design, it's all under one magnificent roof. The Grand Gallery with its soaring glass ceiling is a spectacular space. Even more so when you can hear the rain drumming gently above. It's the perfect place to lose yourself for hours. The museum is incredibly well laid out, with something for everyone. Kids will love the interactive exhibits, whilst history buffs can delve deep into Scotland's past. And the best part, general admission is free, so you can pop in for an hour to escape a shower or make a whole day of it without worrying about the cost. It's a real treasure and a lifesaver on those particularly wet Edinburgh afternoons. Section 6, cosy cafes, a warm cuppa and Scottish treats. There's nothing quite like ducking into a cosy cafe when the Edinburgh rain starts to fall. The city is brimming with charming spots where you can warm your hands around a hot cuppa and watch the world go by. Whether you're after a traditional tea room experience or a trendy artisan coffee shop, you'll find your perfect haven. I love the feeling of shaking off my umbrella, settling into a comfy chair and hearing the gentle hum of conversation mixed with the clinking of cups. It's a simple pleasure, but one that's so satisfying on a damp day. Think about it, a pot of freshly brewed tea, perhaps some Scottish breakfast tea to really wake you up, or a calming Earl Grey, and with it, a scone. A proper Scottish scone, warm from the oven, served with clotted cream and jam, or maybe a slice of delicious cake, a rich Dundee cake perhaps, or a moist carrot cake. Section 7, the city's glisten, reflections and atmosphere. One of the things I've come to truly appreciate about Edinburgh in the rain is the way the city glistens. It's like the whole place gets a fresh coat of varnish. The cobblestones, as I've mentioned, become mirrors, reflecting the historic architecture and the moody sky. Puddles become miniature canvases, capturing fleeting images of passing clouds or the warm glow from a pub window. It's a photographer's delight, offering unique perspectives and compositions that you just don't get on a dry, sunny day. The city takes on a painterly quality. The mist that often accompanies the rain adds another layer of enchantment. It can soften the edges of buildings, making distant landmarks appear almost dreamlike. Arthur's Seat might be partially veiled, or the top of the Scott Monument might disappear into the clouds. This isn't a bad thing. It adds to the mystery and the romance of the city. Walking through the old town with its narrow closes and towering tenements feels even more atmospheric when a fine mist is swirling around. Section 8. Whiskey warmers and pub comforts. When the Scottish weather does its worst and you're feeling a bit chilled from your explorations, there's no finer refuge than a traditional Edinburgh pub. And what better way to warm the cockles of your heart than with a wee dram of Scotch whisky? Edinburgh is dotted with fantastic pubs, many of them centuries old, full of character, dark wood and cosy snugs. Stepping inside one of these establishments from the rain feels like receiving a warm hug. The friendly buzz of conversation, the clink of glasses and the promise of warmth are instantly inviting. Many pubs in Edinburgh boast an incredible selection of whiskies, from the smoky Islay malts to the smoother Highland varieties and everything in between. Don't be intimidated if you're not a whiskey expert. The bar staff are usually very knowledgeable and happy to offer recommendations based on your preferences. Trying a local tipple is all part of the cultural experience. A single malt sipped slowly can be the perfect antidote to a damp day, its complex flavours unfolding as it warms you from the inside out. It's a true taste of Scotland, but it's not just about the whiskey. Section 9. Embrace the mizzle. Edinburgh's enduring charm. So there you have it, Edinburgh in the rain. It might not be what you initially hoped for when you booked your trip, but I hope I've shown you that it holds a very special charm. This city, with its ancient stones and dramatic hills, doesn't just tolerate the rain. It wears it like a well-loved coat, one that brings out its character and its history. The mizzle, as it's sometimes called, that fine, misty rain, can transform the landscape into something truly magical, something you won't forget. It encourages a different kind of travel, a slower, more contemplative exploration. From the majestic silhouette of the castle in the mist to the glistening cobblestones of the Royal Mile, there's beauty to be found in every raindrop. The opportunity to duck into a world-class museum, to lose yourself in art and history, or to find warmth and good cheer in a cosy cafe or a historic pub, these are the unexpected gifts of a rainy day in Edinburgh. It's a chance to see beyond the picture postcard views and connect with the city on a deeper, more atmospheric level. You'll find stories whispered in the closes and history etched in the rain-washed walls. I've learned over many years of traveling that sometimes the most memorable experiences come when things don't go exactly to plan. When the weather throws you a curveball, it forces you to adapt, to discover hidden gems, and to appreciate the simple comforts.